off the rear mirror. I don't know if anybody's paying attention. Oh, that's the mirror was reflective. I thought there was a ghost in here. I'm just gonna squeeze it out. Excuse me. So if I remember correctly, there's a bolt here, 2 or 3 on the bottom, a couple back here. I believe you need to pop this panel off. There's a bolt back there, and I believe there's a hex bolt. Pull all the outer bolts, and that thing should pop right off. It also looked like the rear view mirrors would have worked off that 2012 Mustang on this one. Unfortunately, they were both broken. Yeah, so if I come across another Mustang down there, I am gonna take the door panels because they were way cooler. So, all that being said, the driver's side speaker in this car was making a weird noise. So we're gonna put in 2012 stuff, see if it's compatible. Only thing I'm thinking is the plugs might be different, but we might be able to just and wire them together. We broke the windshield, getting that off. Not good. Let's not do that on this car. And yeah, let's see what happens. We finally found some parts for the Mustang. These are for my buddy, but we got a couple switches, got some speakers, front door speakers, rear view mirror, and a couple switches, dome light assembly, and another switch. So we got 2 spare window openers, lock switch for the passenger side. And from what I can tell, the 2012 door panels are pretty similar to the 2006, which is a bummer because I forgot 2 tools. So I basically destroyed one door panel getting out that speaker to figure out how it came out. And if you don't know, let me save you some time. You get them loose and you think you're gonna get it out, but it's actually bolted to the door panel. So to replace these speakers, you got to pull the whole door panel off. So for anyone who cares, this is the new used one. This is the old one out of the door. They are both 1.2 ohm, 60 by 2 watt. Out with the old, in with the new, and we'll see how it turns out. I gotta run these inside and get the coffee. Maybe I'll go soak them now, both of them, so they're not so nasty. Oh, all right, well, I determined that they might be slightly better, so we're gonna put in the door subs, mids, whatever you call them. They're newer. We're not gonna swap out this speaker up here because it looks like it's better. So I guess I bought these for nothing. Seems about right. Maybe they'll take them back. I don't know. We'll go down and ask. We'll go down and ask the young woman. So we got to pop out that door speaker, and then we're also gonna see if we can replace those speaker covers with the chrome ones, and see if we can jazz up the door a little bit. Show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to see if we can pop off that beauty ring and put that one on. Give it a little more peel. Give it a little more swag. So these ones out of the 2012 are pretty, they feel pretty light. And when I pulled out the stock ones, I can get it back out without breaking it. A lot heavier, and they say mock on the back. So I'm wondering if these are better, and I'm wondering if they're stock. So this is just one speaker. It looks roughly the size of a 6x9, and this is a mid and a tweeter. So I'm guessing that speaker's probably better. I don't know. We're gonna turn on we're gonna plug in the door speaker and see if it sounds different. So I guess this is a good point to stop. If any of this is even compatible. And fortunately it's different plugs. So it's either wire it in, cut and splice, or I mean completely, well, maybe, I don't know. Which one's the speaker one? I'm pretty sure that was a speaker one. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna go in. I guess it does. So where's the speaker wire? Same colors, same plug. So I think we're good to go. That's kind of cool. So if you didn't know, 2006 Mustang, at least on the V6, 2012 stuff looks pretty interchangeable. And yeah, I probably could have looked that up on the internet, but I figured worst case they don't work, I can sell them on eBay. It looks like I got lucky and they're gonna work. So we're gonna swap out these two, see what happens. We ended up popping just this piece off of the speaker, which is the cover. They're 7mm. There's like 8 of them. It's a pain in the butt. There's a bolt on the back side of this, which looks like this. It's a 10. So if you're trying to pull this speaker out, it won't come because it's bolted from the back side. There's also, I think it's an 8mm there, a T30 here, a T30 there, and then the 8mm around the door, underneath and on the side. You get all that loose, you can pop it up. Sorry about the crappy camera, but I don't have it on my tripod. This just clips in, if you can get it lined up. Right there-ish, something. That'll snap in. Come on. Maybe, maybe not. Just click. You have to take this, well, you might not have to, but I think you do. You have to take this off. It just pops out. There's 2 clips, just be careful. Disconnect this guy. And then you should be able to kind of lift up and pull out. It kind of hooks like this down the door, and you kind of got to evenly get the top and the bottom and then kind of just snap it in. All right, we got the mirror off, which will allow us to clean stuff up. We found that one of the plastic clips was broken, causing it to wobbly woo. We're gonna JB Weld it together with some plastic JB Weld, but for the time being, I gotta go hang out with my dog. He has been barking and whining all day. And I saw this bad boy still in the car, so I snagged the gauge cluster, and we're gonna clean that up, clean this up, and we'll try to flip that to recoup our cost. So sorry about the messy garage, but that's it. So passenger side's all done. Should have got the other hinge, door stopper thingy. So yeah, I really wanted the chrome ones on there to kind of jazz her up a little, but she wasn't going. You could modify these. You could put them on there and scribe them, and they'll work, but it's fine. These are gonna end up probably just being junk. We'll just sell the whole package on eBay. So here's a fun fact, you know, you might have speakers that are junk, but if they're original to the car, somebody might be willing to pay something for them to put the vehicle back, you know, to look into stock before they sell it. So don't just junk your stock speakers, or don't think they're not worth anything is what I'm saying. We still got to get this sticker off. We got to clean the top again. This is why convertibles are horrible to keep outside. We need to get that sticker off. We need to figure out something to do with the rims and tires because they're horrible. Try to pop that dent out. And then the only last thing is this door handle's a little janky. When you open it, sometimes you gotta close it. It doesn't want to close. What else we got? We gotta fix this. Excuse me. And then we gotta figure out this. What's going on here? So we're gonna look at that after we get the door panel on. The other thing we learned today was that the door hinge, which was broken. I don't know where the old one is. Back here in the mess of things. Will work off of 2012. So the door hinge will work. The speakers will work. The beauty ring will not work. These are the old ones. They look a little, I don't know, a little worn, but not a big deal. We're gonna see if we can get the rearview mirror on. We got the clip out, then extra switches. Okay, we're back. 2 more trips to the junkyard. Whatever. So here's what we learned. We learned that the speakers out of the 2012 Mustang will work, but you have to take off the cover screen, which is glued on. You just kind of pop it loose. The beauty rings or covers, these won't work. They're slightly deeper. So I was messing with them, trying to get them to go on, and they weren't. So here's what we did. A little rainy, but we got that rearview mirror on, and it doesn't do this anymore. So now we're gonna focus on that bad boy. So if you want to remove this, I already got this side loose a little bit. It's just a clip, so you pull down on this side. Oh, hello. You see why I need to replace the mirror? Then pull down on this side and she pops right out. We're gonna put in this one because it looks a little nicer than this one. I'll show you in a minute. Well, I didn't even think about that. This is the old one. It's kind of faded. That's the new one. It looks a little nicer. Has an airbag switch or airbag sensor display. So I think I'm still going to pop the new one in and test it. And I will just leave this one in. That way, nobody can put the top down for now. Dun, dun, dun. Well, that's not happening because this plug and this plug are slightly not different. Much. I mean, I could cut and splice, but I'm guessing if that doesn't work, the rear view mirror probably won't work either, but let's give it a try. So it wasn't a complete loss. We stole the lens covers out of the newer one, so they're a little nicer. We snagged the new bulbs. We swapped out the buttons with the newer ones, and now we're gonna put it in. Oh, look at that. New rear view mirror. We made it work. It's a little wonky, a little chewed up. Little black touch-up paint. We ended up having to wedge a zip tie in right there. I bet you can barely see it, because most of the time it's gonna be up about right here anyways. I don't think anyone is really gonna notice, but it was really wobbly before. It's better, but not per se OEM, but it'll work. Yeah, I'm fogging it up in here. Woo-wee! So, yes, you can make it work. You could make it work if this was not a convertible, but it is what it is. So, recap, we've learned that the speakers are slightly different. This is probably the same overhead light, as long as it's not a convertible, but I would double check the plug because they are slightly different. And rear view mirror, you can make work. That's it. Peace out, y'all. Let's not forget, the door hinges worked. So that's a win. All of that's a win in my book. Kind of didn't work, kind of didn't work out, kind of, sort of, yeah. But that was broken and it did work. So it's worth it. It's worth going to the junkyard. Plan today. We pulled off the rear view mirror. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but it was wobbly. We'll probably clean some of this up, and then it looks like this piece kind of stands off just a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. It needs to be about right there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small piece of tape under here to catch any of the JB plastic weld. And then I'm just going to squeeze it out, mix it up. And then along where that tape, I don't know if you can see that, along where the tape is under here, just kind of goop it up and just make a plastic JB Weld. Something. It'll work, or it won't. If you didn't notice by now, that's a flower in my hair. Supposed to draw you in, keep you entertained, make you wonder what I'm doing. I don't know. It's feeling pretty, okay? We gotta mix this up before it sets up. It'd be kind of fun to do a structural adhesive test on this to see if I could stick my kid to the floor or something. I don't know. Itty bitty stir stick. This works pretty good for the trunk. And what else did we glue down in that Mustang? So hopefully it works on this too. You guys probably have a great view. Here's what I'm doing. Had these plastic rivets on top. So we're just smearing some on there. This side was cracked, so we're smearing a little there. Run it down the sides for a little more integrity. You know, you gotta make sure the plastic weld holds. Right, boys? Right, Joe. This is the one that was broken. What I'd like to do is up in this gap, put a nice big bead right there. But she's almost tacky enough. You guys wanna close up? All right, she's all gooped up. Waited till it got tacky. Nothing came through on the cardboard really, so it should set up just fine.